Hello everyone. Previously we had discussed about this one multi-value and multi-type fields, right? So today we'll be discussing about the second normal form. So we have already discussed about the first normal form 1NF, right? So today we'll be discussing about the second normal form or 2NF, right? So it is represented by 2NF. So basically a table is in second normal form or 2NF. If it is in one normal form, first it has to be in one normal form, means it has to be atomic, right? So first it has to be in one normal form and all non-key attributes are fully functionally dependent on the entire primary key. So this part is very important. This part is very important. Here a table is in second normal form or the 2NF, 2NF. If it is in the 1NF, if it is already in the one normal form, means it has to be atomic and all the non-key attributes are fully functionally dependent on the entire primary key. So that's what the definition says here, right? So here let me go with a simple example, right? So to understand the second normal form, um, before moving on with the example part, let me tell you certain things. Just listen to this. 2NF for the second normal form. So this fixes the this one dependencies in the composite case. 2NF, this one or the second normal form, this fixes partial dependencies in the composite case. So this fixes partial dependencies in the composite case where a column depends on part of the key instead of the whole key, where a column depends on the part of the key instead of the whole key, right? So this is about the second normal form. Let me go with a simple example, man. Let me go with a simple example. Basically, let me go with a bad example, bad table. Let me go with the bad table first. Then let's correct that one accordingly with the 2NF design or the second normal form design, right? So let me go with the bad example first. That basically violates the second normal form. That basically violates the second normal form. So here, let me create the table named I'll just give here course email. So let me consider here, this is weird name I know, but still I'll just consider this one, or let me go with a course enroll. This is fine. Course enroll. So course, did I say course email? Sorry, that is course enroll. So let me go with student id here. It is of type int, and also course id this is of type int, and this one student name. So this entirely depends on the student id. Student name will be entirely depending only on the student id. So this violates the second normal form. So let me give here student name. So I'll just consider n varchar 100. This is fine. The next thing is it entirely depends only on the student id. Next, let me give course name. Let me give course name. So this is n varchar of 100. So this is fine. So the last one is let me go with the primary key. Let me consider two primary keys here. One is student id and course id, right? So student id. So this one, let me copy this one, course id, and let me paste it over here. So this is fine. Student id and course id. Let me remove this one. I just want to tell you one thing here. So basically student name and varchar of 100, this one I have considered here, this field. So this depends only on the student id. This depends only on the student id, right? So 2NF here, accordingly with the 2NF definition. So 2NF fixes the partial dependencies in the composite case, but here for this particular example it miserably fails because student name completely depends on the student id only, right? So 2NF or the second normal form, it has to fix the partial dependencies in the composite case, whereas here for this particular example that I have considered, so this miserably fails because it depends only on the student id. Student name depends only on the student id. So 2NF basically it has to fix the partial dependencies in the composite keys, right? Where a column depends on part of the key instead of the whole key. So this is just give me a second. This one is completely the worst example, right? So this one is not the worst example. This one violates the 2NF, violates the 2 this one second normal form, right? So this one, let me do one thing. Now let's correct the table. Let's correct the table, right? So accordingly, let's correct the 2NF design. Let's correct the 2NF design, or the second normal form design. So let me delete this one entirely. Let me delete this one entirely. First, let me create let me create table named students 2NF. So this is fine. Yeah. Within this table, let me go with the student ID. So int. So this one will be primary key, and also let me go with the parameter of the field student name. So this one will be student name, and I'll just go with the varchar 100. So this is fine, varchar of 100. So now let's go with one more table, courses. Let's go with one more table, courses. So I'll just go with the, so let me do one thing. Let me copy paste the same thing and make the necessary changes, man. So let me copy this one. Let me paste it over here. Instead of the students to NF, let me go with courses to NF, right? So this one, instead of the student ID, let me go with course ID here. Let me go with the course ID. So this one will be in primary key, same thing. I'll consider course ID as the primary key, and let me give the course name instead of the student name. So here also I have to change. Just give me a second. So this one, let me give a here, small a. This is fine. Yeah. Then again, let me create one more table here. So this is fine. Instead of the courses 2NF, so this one, let me go with enrollment 2NF, right? So this is fine. Uh, yeah, this one will be student ID, and this one, let me consider course ID, right? So this is int, this is just int, and course ID, this one, what do we call? Uh, where is the student ID? So this one has to be course ID, right? So did I do anything to this one? Course ID. Let me copy and paste the same thing here. Course ID. This has to be int as well, man. So this has to be int as well. Finally, let me go with the primary key. This one, student ID. This one has to be, let me copy this one, paste it over here, and also let me consider course ID. So this one, let me copy this one and let me paste it over here. So this is fine. So this is it for the student table. So we are having error. So yeah, let me remove this semicolon. So this is fine. Yeah. So this is the best example for the this one, second normal form design, table design. Basically, this is the best example for the second normal form design. Or we have corrected first one, didn't first one violated second normal form, right? So we have went with the correct second normal form design, basically. So let me summarize this one. We have removed the partial dependencies to achieve the 2NF. We have removed the partial dependencies to achieve the second normal form, or the 2NF. We have went with three different tables here. We have went with three different tables here. So we are making sure here all the non-key attribute depends on the whole composite key. These two, all the non-key attributes depends on the whole composite key instead of the individual this one primary key, right? So previously it was depending on student id only. Now all the non-key attributes depends on the whole composite key, student key and the course id. So this what it does, it doesn't violate any 2NF form. This is 2NF compliant, or the second normal form compliant, right? So this is one of the simple examples I have considered, right? So I hope the concept of second normal form or 2NF is completely clear, man, right? So next we'll be discussing about the transitive dependency. Next we'll be discussing about the transitive dependency. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.